Today we're going to begin learning about what plants need. Before we begin, let's take a look at our page here and see if we can figure out if this story is fiction or nonfiction. Well, how could we figure out? Let's look here. There is a photograph of a plant. Usually photographs are real books, which we call nonfiction, or they're not fake. Well, let's see what the title and the essential question is at the top of our paper. It says, what do plants need? We're going to be reading today about what plants need. What do you think they need? Well, let's read and find out and see if you are correct. Remember, first we predict, then we have to read our story. As we read, we're going to be looking to find the answer to this question. How does this plant grow without soil? Its roots take in. As we're reading, we need to read to understand what roots do. What do they take in? Also, as we're reading, I want you to do here, it says active reading. Preview the lesson. Write the 3 vocabulary terms here. Of course, you can't write them there, so go ahead and write them on a sheet of paper. How do we know what our vocabulary words are? Let's look at the next page and see. Oh, I think I see one. There it is right there. What is that word? The word is sunlight. It is a compound word. Sun and light. This is light that comes from the sun. That is one way we know that that is a vocabulary word. Let's see if there is a title on this page. There sure is. Point to it. Plant needs. A need is something that they have to have in order to survive. Underneath the title, I see a heading. We know it's the heading because it's not quite as big as the title, but it is a little bit bigger than the words in our text. The words are sunlight, air, and water. I wonder if those might be the 3 things that plants need, because sunlight right here is already in yellow. I'm wondering, as we read, is air and water also going to be in yellow highlighted? Let's keep going. We have a little box here that says active reading. So as we're reading, we're going to read to understand, and this time it's asking us to find the main idea. The main idea is the most important idea about something. Draw 2 lines under the main idea. What would we call this text feature right here? Well, it's words that are on a picture, just like a hat is on top of your head, so we would call that the caption. Let's go ahead and read the caption. It says, air is all around us, even though we cannot see it. So this is telling us about air. But I wonder what this paragraph up here is telling us about. Well, we know one of the things is sunlight because that is in a highlighted word. Now remember, we're reading to find the main idea or the most important idea about something. Now let's go ahead and read our story. I'll pull it up here in just a second. I'm going to read the title, Plant Needs, and then the heading, sunlight, air, and water. Go ahead and point to the words while we read. A plant needs certain things to live and grow. A plant needs sunlight or light from the sun. It also needs air and water. A plant uses these things to make its food. So what are the 3 things that a plant needs in order to live and grow? That's right. Sunlight, air, and water. Those are the 3 things they must have in order to grow. What would be the main idea about this page? Remember, the main idea is the most important thing on the page in the paragraph. The main idea would be a plant needs certain things to live and grow. Those are the needs. Go ahead and write that down on your paper, as that is the main idea. Let's keep reading. I see captions on these pictures. There's one here that has some sunlight, so I think probably this page is going to talk a little bit about the sunlight in plants. Oh, I see some rain here, and another plant that looks like it's all wet. So I'm thinking that this might be about rain. Let's read the caption on the first picture. Plants grow toward the sun to get the light they need. Well, here's the sun, and here are the plants. The plants will always grow towards where the sunlight is. I have some plants in my kitchen on the windowsill, and I have to change the way the direction they're growing every single day because that window gets a lot of sunlight, and every day their leaves and stem turn towards the sun. So wherever the sun is, that's where the plants grow towards. Let's look at our next caption. Plants get most of the water they need from the soil. Where does the water come from? It comes from the soil. But how does the water get into the soil? Yes, it comes usually in the form of rain. Some plants might get it when the snow melts, but usually there's not too many plants growing at that time. Circle 3 words that name things a plant needs. Well, we can't really circle it, so go ahead and write those 3 things down on a sheet of paper. Today, we learned that plants need 3 things in order to grow. What are the 3 things? They are sunlight, air, and water.